enjoying this course so far. In this session, we are going to talk about something very, very interesting. We will talk about valuation for mergers and acquisitions, something that most finance students love to talk about. If you're a company which has got 1000 customers and you are into operations for the last 7 to 10 years, you may be aspirational and you may want to have 10,000 customers. How can you reach 10,000 customers? Companies, in their quest for growth and expansion, resort to a lot of corporate restructuring activities. These restructuring activities could be internal or external. The internal activities, also known as organic approaches, may include things such as aggressive marketing. You could do a lot of aggressive marketing to acquire more customers and reach to 10,000 customers. It could be through product diversification. So you enhance your product portfolio, have more products in your kitty, and therefore acquire more customers. Or geographical expansion. You may go into different markets, anywhere in the world, multiple places in the world, and thus acquire multiple customers. But all these might take some time. If you're a very aggressive businessman, you may resort to inorganic approaches or external approaches to corporate restructuring. A common example of inorganic approach of corporate restructuring is mergers and acquisitions. You already have 1000 customers. You acquire 5 more companies who have got more than 1000 customers already. Their customers become your customer and you reach the 10,000 customers mark sooner and faster. We call it mergers and acquisitions. Why do companies get into mergers and acquisitions? Usually, companies get into mergers and acquisitions for different purposes, like tax benefits, like acquisition of new customers, like getting benefits from the value chain, and so on. We usually believe that companies get into mergers and acquisitions because they feel that 2 plus 2 could be more than equal to 4. That is, the value of the combined entity could be more than the independent company's value. We call it synergy. We will talk about synergies in this program. When we talk about mergers and acquisitions, we come across various terms such as transferee, acquirer, bidder, target, or transferor companies. We will talk about these concepts as we go along. We will also talk about the different types of mergers and how do we assess these mergers. Since this program is focused on valuation for mergers and acquisitions, we will continue to focus on valuation. Now, valuation for mergers and acquisitions is no different than valuation for anything else. It's just the context that changes. So we will leverage upon our previous concepts of valuation, but we'll contextualize it in the course of mergers and acquisitions. Valuation for mergers and acquisitions is very special because you may not have to value only one company, but you may have to value multiple companies at the same time. In fact, in some cases, you may have to value a company which doesn't even exist. You may have to value the synergy itself. Now, you may be interested to know that more than half of the companies that go into mergers and acquisitions actually never realize their synergies. As a valuer, when you get the valuation engagements, you may have to value independent companies, the combined company, the synergy, but you may also be required to calculate a share exchange ratio, also known as the swap ratio. We will talk about the swap ratios as well. And finally, because this course is primarily aimed at Indian audience, we will talk about the various laws that governs mergers and acquisitions in India. So there's a lot coming your way. I hope you keep enjoying it. Thank you for watching.